this is a piece of news that broke today, and I think I'm going to react to it through this video, because I think it'll be more fun that way.
We're going to be talking about Keir Starmer resigning. And get a load of this. They found every single person they could to applaud for Keir Starmer, and there was only like 20 of them. There was only 20 people in the UK who would applaud for this, and they found him. They managed to round them up. Taxpayer money, they found him. Two-tier Keir. Here he is. Shed some tears, fat.
So this...
Then again, they're probably applauding.
So this is the British Prime Minister, and he has been... Even, you know how this lame duck presidents in the United States? He's been a lame duck Prime Minister for over a year now. And it's just because there's absolutely no one good to replace him that Labour wants to put in, because Labour is not filled with a lot of good choices. But finally, he is going to resign eventually. Not right away, but then one day. And the person replacing him is not going to be much better. And everything still sucks in the UK. But, you know, it's just like Kathleen Kennedy leaving Lucasfilm. It doesn't mean everything's fixed, but he was a person at the helm while a lot of bad shit happened, and he should definitely go down with ship and get out of there.
The fact that he's resigning, in which case that wouldn't have been so hard to find. That's probably why they're clapping. They're clapping because they're happy that he's resigning. Finally, you listened. Good job. Good job. We've been saying this for ages. Good job.
That's why I had a lot of choices of videos to react to for this news. That's why I chose Jake Monroe. Entertainment factor.
Thank you. Walking up this street 2 years ago was the proudest moment of my life.
Couldn't wait to ruin the...
I'm just to let you know, I'm making sure to completely hide the sign language person, because, God, that's obnoxious.
Country, Keir?
A new Labour government, the first in 14 years. A page in our country's history turned after years of disappointment.
You can just have, there are subtitles you can turn on the TV that will say whatever a person is saying. There's no need to put someone with sign language in the actual video like this. Just turn on subtitles.
Run that by me again there, big man.
A new Labour government, the first in 14 years. A page in our country's history turned after years.
This is just virtue signaling, which we should all hate.
Of disappointment.
He is the lowest polling prime minister ever. He is history. He's breaking records. Okay, he is going to make the history books as the most unliked, the most hated prime minister.
And this hated prime minister is pushing digital ID, is dragging UK into war with Russia via Ukraine, is just letting unlimited mass migration, is hiding migrant crimes, migrant rapes. Everything possible that's bad, he's doing it. No wonder he's unpopular.
Ever. And he just said that? Wild. The delusion runs deep.
And despair. The chance to change the lives of millions of people for the better.
Yeah, millions of Muslims, not us. He ruined ours. Ruined our lives. What he's saying there is millions of Muslims. We've changed their lives with free taxpayer money, shit tons of mosques, loads of free cash and free housing. Oh yeah, free hotels for all the immigrants. We've done.
Yeah, the mosque things, that annoys me. Europe is a Christian continent. There should not be all these mosques everywhere.
We've done so much to destroy white people.
That's what I came into politics for.
Yeah, we know. We know that's why you came here, to destroy everything, buddy. You had a baseball bat swinging down by your ankles on your way into number 10. You were like that guy from Walking Dead. What is it, Negan? You're like that guy. You were walking into number 10 with Lucille, dude. You were looking at the country and you were like, well, looky here. And you were ready to swing the baseball bat and smash some British brains in, you big smelly
The journey to that point was not easy. 6 years ago, I inherited a Labour Party that was politically, financially, and morally bankrupt.
Now, his role as prime minister was to enforce an anti-British agenda, like handed to him by Brussels, and he's like he wants. The Labour Party wants to join the EU again. He wants to prepare that. He wants to push Britain to rejoin the EU. Probably why there's all these migrants is get new voters to get the referendum to go the right way this time.
Oh, Keir Starmer, you can't. Oh, well, do you know what? It seems like you actually could have gone lower. That is wild. Morally, financially bankrupt. Apparently not. Just when you thought he'd hit the rock bottom, there's another chamber below that. You went even further down. You were like, what's this?
If English people hate Keir Starmer because they can't access the hub, yes, that is one of the reasons, and for some, probably a very critical reason for why they hate him. But you can still use VPNs now in Britain. When they start going after VPN, even more people will hate him, which they're doing.
You think this is bad?
I was told time and time again
To resign?
that my party was finished.
It is.
It is.
They were right. You should have listened, bud. They were right. They were right all along.
That we were consigned to history. That a majority at the general election,
Why is there Christmas songs playing? Can you hear this?
let alone a landslide majority, was impossible. But we proved those people wrong because we changed our party.
By importing a ton of voters from outside countries to make sure that we inflate our numbers.
Ripping out the poison of anti-Semitism.
How many anti-Semitic attacks have there been? I think a few, right? Some of them made the headlines. In fact, some of them, there were a bunch that were so bad this year. This gave them like 25 million quid and a bunch of free bespoke ambulances. Fight against anti-Semitism, and then he brings in a ton of Muslims and puts them right next to the Jews.
Yeah.
I don't care about the Jews. I don't give a I'm just saying that this is his value, and he but that too.
Restoring trust on the economy, defence and national security. And becoming a party that once again stood proudly.
By the way, Jake Monroe, Nuxtaku, Tectone, and Powder have started a podcast together. And, I don't give a fuck about the Jews. That's funny in context of Nux being a Jew and having a podcast with him.
With, not against, our national flag.
You banned the flag multiple times. There were multiple boroughs around the UK where they were taking the flag down. There were some councils of certain boroughs around the UK that banned you from flying the flag. I'm almost 100% sure.
There was some synagogue that was burned by Islamists this year in London. I don't think that's great. But, the Notre Dame being on fire bothers me a lot more. And there's going to be more churches and of all faiths, except Islam, being burnt if this migration isn't gotten in check.
The flag under this, the Union flag and the St. George's Cross, the English flag, both of them have been demonized and vilified and associated with far-right ideologies. And
yes, I think that's so hilarious that, like, waving the flag of your country makes you a bigot in the UK. Isn't that funny? You're far right if you wave the British flag in the UK as a British citizen. And this is the retard that is pushing that.
Since this guy's been prime minister, I'm almost 100% certain. I'm almost 100% certain this has never been the case until this guy became prime minister. Only while this guy has been prime minister has our own flag been viewed the way that it has, with contempt in its own country where it's being flown, because there's so many.
I think this is a man that, if he lives long enough, is going to see the inside of a prison cell for the rest of his life.
Foreigners here, they see it as a threat.
The hard work of change was with a singular purpose. Not power for power's sake, but to change Britain for the better. To build a fairer country with
How's a fair country? How's that two-tier justice system going? It's going pretty well, actually. It's pretty efficient. There's a ton of. In fact, there's 13,000 plus Muslim gang individuals, members, that were let off with a letter of warning
By this guy.
under this guy. This guy did that. He was the minister of prosecution or whatever while the gangs were going on. He let out 13,000.
That's a lot.
members with a
That's a huge
warning,
amount.
warning letter. Don't again. They were operating organized gangs of white girls. Something he's never spoken about, by the way. Never mentioned it. The fathers of these girls were arrested. The migrants themselves were not. You had Henry Novak's killer that took 7 months for him to even talk about it. Wayne Broadhurst, absolutely nothing.
Dignity
Yep.
and respect.
The amount of censoring and media blackout of these crimes is insane, considering how much is going on.
Where everyone is seen, everyone is valued,
Except if you're white.
wealth and opportunity for all.
Except if you're white. You got DEI initiatives purposefully hiring people that are not qualified for the job purely on the color of their skin. You're black, you're in. Great, fantastic. You're white, no job for you. Yeah, a smelly Indian now does that job instead because they do it for cheaper. They're also got free hotels that you're paying for. Your listed buildings and hotels. Yeah, they're migrant housing now.
Not just
Yeah, I was right. Jake will know all of this prime minister's failings better than anyone.
the privileged few. And look at what we've achieved in just 2 years. An economy that
Yeah, look what you did in just 2 years. Look what you did.
is stronger, growing faster than our peers.
I'm almost 100% certain the economy is not doing better. Like, didn't the cost of living absolutely explode after COVID? And it was only
It's going to get worse when the oil shock hits.
mildly slowed down recently, but it's still way higher.
Wages rising faster than inflation in every single month since we came to power.
Oh yeah, how about shout out to all those Gen Zs that just bought a house in the UK. Shout out to all of the, oh, there's none here. Yeah, none of them have any money.
Investment
Yeah.
secured, infrastructure being built, an end
Yeah, migrant hotels.
to austerity, with
Yes,
the fastest
migrant
fall
hotels.
in NHS waiting lists for 17 years.
Because they all died. Because the wait list was so long, they all died. All the people on the wait list are dead. So you remove the dead people, what do you have left? Just a bunch of Africans.
The biggest improvement in rights for workers and renters in a generation. The biggest uplift in defence spending since the Cold War.
Yeah, didn't that guy resign recently because you did not spend enough money on defense? Like, wasn't there like a war general or something? There was like
They spent more on defense without producing more. So it's just graft. It's because, like the United States, Britain doesn't have a manufacturing base anymore. So you can't make weapons or ships. Everything's falling apart. There are videos on YouTube detailing the state of the UK, British Navy, British Air Force, and British Army. Yeah, it's all a joke now.
the guy that was like the minister of war or defense.
Yet, despite the military being a joke, this is a guy who's pushing Britain into war with Russia as fast and as hard as he can.
For the UK, and he recently resigned because they did not spend enough money on defense. And he was like, what's the point in doing this fucking job?
Small boat crossings falling.
We'll take your word for it, fam.
Well, I think a lot of them are flying in these days.
Asylum hotels closing.
And because you're moving them somewhere else. Because you're moving them from migrant hotels to other places in the UK. That
Yes, they're not shrinking the amount of money they're spending on migrants. They're increasing it.
pack of migrants that gang that woman in Brighton were living in a beautiful seaside cottage.
Protecting young people from social media.
That is infuriating. That if I go to the UK and claim asylum, can I get a beautiful seaside cottage? But the only problem with that is I might have to share it with a bunch of other rapists.
And 500,000 children.
Protecting young people from social media. No, you were protecting them from X. They're still allowed on Blue Sky. On top of that, you only did this so you could still get your digital ID.
Being lifted
Exactly.
out of poverty because of the choices that I made. Our reputation in the world restored.
Fuck this liar. The UK is a joke. An absolute joke. Oh, let me show you. State of British Navy. Shocking state of the British Navy in 2026. Yeah, you didn't restore shit. UK is a joke.
Made me soy jack. Did you see that? He made me soy jack. One more time. Can we get a slow-mo replay on that, please?
Being lifted out of poverty because of the choices that I made. Our reputation in the world restored.
Hey guys, what's your opinion of the
A politician that lies as easy as he breathes.
UK right now, under this guy being in control?
With Britain once again standing up for decency, respect, and the rule of law.
Yeah, there was a poll done of young people. They a vast majority of them said that they did not want to go to war for the UK. That's how little.
No, not with these migrants. Like you want to ship off British men to fight Russia while you bring in unlimited migrants to rape the women left behind. That is Keir Starmer's plan. Yeah, it would drastically accelerate the cultural destruction of Europe if he succeeded, but I don't think people will go along with it.
They give a about this country. He has disenfranchised and disenchanted an entire generation of people that they would much rather be taken over and die instead of going to fight to defend the UK.
Securing trade deals, standing with Ukraine, standing up for our values.
Yeah, standing.
What values are those? Definitely not the values of British people, being pro-rape. Let 13,000 rapists off the hook.
With Ukraine and insisting that we fight against Russia for them. Joke.
And rebuilding our relationship with our allies in Europe. Change promised by a Labour government.
Yes, that is a Labour that wants to reverse Brexit. And if UK joins the EU again, then the flow of unlimited migrants will be set in stone.
Change fought for by a Labour government.
Keep in mind, he's resigning because everyone hates him and Labour keep losing over and over again. Okay? That's why he's giving this speech here. That's why he's resigning. You might be led to believe that because of what he's saying, he's...
Oh yeah, if you took this as the face value, you wouldn't think of this as Prime Minister resigning in disgrace.
Done such a great job and the UK's the best it's ever been. Except he's being told to resign because everyone hates him because he's the most consistent buffoon we've ever seen. What is he talking about? He shouldn't be standing here being like, I've done this, I've done that, and the UK's never been this good. This should be 8 minutes of him saying, I'm sorry for this. I'm also sorry for that. And when this thing happened, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not talking about this thing when that happened. I'm sorry for not fixing this.
Yeah, but 8 minutes of being sorry, that's not enough to earn any forgiveness.
I'm sorry for not delivering on any of the promises of serious work that needs to be done. I'm sorry for not being there for the British people and instead purposefully trying to replace you. Telling you there is not a two-tier justice system when there absolutely is. He should be standing here, not boasting, not bragging, not lying. He should be standing here apologizing while we throw it at him.
Change delivered by a Labour
And when he says throw shit at him, he's talking literally.
government. But I know the question being asked now is not who was best placed to change the Labour Party, to take us into power and to begin the vital work of improving lives for millions of people.
Millions of people do not include people like me, okay? Those millions of people he's talking about are the millions that must go that Rupert Lowe is talking about. He's not talking about us. Those are the millions that must go. That's not us.
Those questions have been answered. The question my party is asking now is whether I am best placed to lead us into the next general election. I have heard the answer of my parliamentary party to that question, and I accept that answer with good grace.
He denied resigning multiple times.
He hanged on to power long after he should have been out a year ago. He's not one to accept reality easily.
This is not the first time he's been asked to resign. This is not the first moment in his prime minister career that he's had polling and public opinion this low. It's been bad for this almost since day one. It's been super bad. He has been asked to resign multiple times, and he has denied to do so. Do you understand how bad this guy needs to be in order for him to get to this point?
Every decision I've taken has been about putting the country I love first. That is why I will resign.
Let's just put this into context by looking at a little chart of polling in the UK Kingdom. So this is the Conservative, this is Labour. Red is Labour. So Labour was at 45. This is Keir Starmer general election right here. And this is Labour since then. It's now at around 20%. And at its height it was 50.
First in line to be invaded?
Line as leader of the Labour Party. I have spoken to His Majesty the King this morning to inform him of
Over the phone. Over the phone. You didn't do it in person. You did it over the phone.
my decision. I will ask the National Executive Committee of the Labour Party to set out a timetable with nominations opening on the 9th of July and completed by the summer recess. In the case of a contest, this will ensure a new leader is in place before Parliament returns in September. I will remain in post as Prime Minister until the contest is complete, and I will do everything I can
To ruin it even more.
Yes, he's hanging on for another month as Prime Minister to try to set things in stone in terms of getting Britain into a war with Russia and in terms of immigration, etc.
I can't be the best. I sure as can be the worst.
to ensure an orderly handover of power. I will also give my successor my full and unequivocal support, knowing that they will inherit a Britain that is far stronger and fairer than the one I inherited 2 years ago.
No.
And better able to ensure
Outright lies.
the Labour Party secures a second term in office.
Not gonna happen. Bitch, that's not gonna happen. Ooh, it's not gonna happen. Oh, it's not gonna happen.
I want to thank all of those friends and colleagues who have been at my side for these past 6 years or so for their
Singing is not one of my talents.
incredible commitment, service and support. I want to thank the brilliant Number 10 staff and our country's extraordinary civil service who dedicate their lives to public service. And when I leave the biggest job in the country, I shall spend more time on the most
Running away from the angry mobs trying to kill me.
Yeah.
That's what he's about to say. If that's not what he's about to say, it should be what he's about to say. After he's done being Prime Minister, he's going to spend the rest of his life running away from angry mobs trying to rip his head off.
important job, being the best husband I can to my fantastic wife Vic, who has been a rock by my side
The Jewish rock.
through good times and bad.
Yes, we're getting to the good part. This is the part of the act that I most
good
enjoy.
part?
It's the tears. Finally, he sheds it.
The tears. But it's not zoomed in enough to see them, damn it.
Finally, despite all the people that we have lost, I want you to think back to all of the innocent women and children that have lost their lives, all the parents that have lost their children, the husbands that have lost their wives, the wives that have lost their husbands, to this needless, rampant crime, to the immigrants that have come here and have immediately started gangs, to the women that were gang and filmed, and videos of this humiliation shared in migrant hotels between each other. Henry Novak, barely 18, his whole life ahead of him. This didn't say a word for 7 months. Under this have been hundreds of thousands of people that have suffered directly as a result of immigration. And now he sheds a tear because he doesn't
Yeah, I have nothing to say. It's all accurate.
get to be the main guy that everything up anymore. I feel nothing for his tears. In fact, they make me mad because not a tear was shed, not a policy was made, not a statement was put out about any of the injustice that white people have had to suffer as a result of this. Wayne Broadhurst.
Keir Starmer is a puppet. Yeah, just like just as much as there are other U.S. puppets around the world. Every one of his policies he's pursuing is not in the interest of British people. It's in the interest of the United States that wants to concentrate all power in Brussels, which the United States dominates. So you want mass migration. It also, the United States is trying to wage war against Russia. And Keir Starmer is all on board with that. It's endless support for Ukraine. Now we can start sending missiles to Ukraine to use against Russia. And that's very close to when World War III starts.
A man simply walking his dog in the middle of his neighborhood, stabbed to death by an Afghan migrant. He said nothing, not a word. I am filled with this seething disdain for this man.
Nearly navigating a few minutes.
Being the best dad I can to my beautiful children.
Yeah, that you still have. What about Henry Novak's parents? Do they still have Henry? What about their kids? You've got Henry who's died. Murdered, actually. Two-tier policing and migrants, both of them got him. His sister will never be the same again. There are so many parents out there who no longer have their kids because of that this guy represented. What about the
The birth rate in Western nations Migrants and trauma from all these rape gangs and everything. That's a big part of why it's so low.
Manchester bombing, the Ariana Grande concert, 23 kids, 20-odd kids dead because of a Muslim terrorist that he knew about, that they didn't want to stop because they didn't want to appear racist. Those kids' beds are cold. Those parents that he...
That's just an excuse. The not wanting to appear racist is just the excuse. Yeah, this enabling mass migration is orders from the top. And the woke diversity nonsense is just to enable it.
He failed, had to go into their child's bedroom with a black bag and pack it all up. She's not coming home. She's not sleeping in bed anymore. No more school runs. No more Saturday mornings. What about them?
Who are my pride and my joy. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. I think that's enough. It's good to see him go, but the person replacing him is not going to be better. And we're still heading towards war with Russia. Anyway, this will be on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Come watch on Kick or Twitch. And I'll see you next video. Bye.